Hello, my name is Sebastian Escorcio, and I am making this video as a part of the Centennial Game Development Program. In this video, I will be going over what game balance is and why we need it. We will talk about what game balance is, why a game needs to be balanced, and how classes or roles play into that balance. What is game balance? First things first, what even is game balance? And what does it mean to have a balanced or unbalanced game? Game balance is to make a game fair for everyone. It doesn't matter if it is a single player or multiplayer game, the developers must keep the game balance in mind. In a single player game, that is making sure the game is enjoyable throughout, and the game has the right level of difficulty throughout the whole experience. If you've ever played the sort of game where you just are spamming one move over and over again, one strategy over and over again, because it's just straight up the best one, and it's a waste of time doing anything else, then that is clearly an unbalanced game. Take for example the Legend of Zelda games. With the spin attack in most Zelda games, you can just spam the spin attack over and over again with no repercussion, and the odds are you will destroy every enemy in sight. On the other hand, multiplayer game balance is easier to understand. You need to be asking yourself one simple question. Is something fair? Just straight up, is it fair or not? Some examples may be things like the sniper in Halo 2.
Triple kill. Overkill. Extermination. Enemy flank taken. Kill-tacular. Extermination.
Or Genji in Overwatch at launch.
And that's the game, man. 117.
Now that you know what game balance is, I'll give you a few seconds to think if you want a balanced game or an unbalanced game. Obviously, I'm guessing you want a balanced game. So let's talk about why we need the game to be balanced. The first thing, and I think the most important part of any game, is how it feels to play it. If the game isn't enjoyable for a particular reason, then why would you continue to play it? Does anyone want to play an unfair game? We can look at many games that have lost majority of their player base because of balance. For today, we will just look at Overwatch. I used to play this game way more than I would like to admit, but the balance of the game just got so bad the game became stale. Even when they added a new hero into the mix, the new hero would just be overpowered for a month and most likely be nerfed into the ground, and we would go back to playing the same old heroes we've been playing for years. Compare this to another hero shooter, Valorant. While it is a completely different game than Overwatch, it still has the same premise. Play a hero with unique abilities, and shoot the enemy. Yet Valorant is significantly more balanced. The Valorant agents all use the same weapons that all have the same balance to them, unlike in Overwatch. So this makes the balancing significantly easier on the devs. This leads right into the meta discussion. Meta is the most effective tactic available. If one tactic is significantly stronger than the other, why would anyone use anything but it? This was the problem Overwatch had. Everyone was playing the same thing just because it was the best, and it was on the developers to step in and make changes, but nothing happened, so the game died. In Super Smash Bros. Melee, out of the 20 character roster, only about 6 of them are considered competitively viable, just because of balance. What is the point of having so many characters if not even half of them are playable?
Okay. This is not unfamiliar territory for me. He can easily bring this back.
Oh, that has to be it.
Yeah. That's nuts.
Sick.
Okay, instantly though.
Every game will have a meta, but it is up to the developers to make sure the mass player base is actually using the majority of the available tools so that every game feels different and doesn't get monotonous. Again, we can look at Valorant as an example of good game balance. Almost every weapon and agent in Valorant is useful in certain situations or strategies. So this means that not every game will feel the same based on different things like what map you are on or what agents or playstyles your opponents are using. Because every game will have a meta, no matter what, a way to counter this is by making a FOO strategy. FOO stands for First Order Optimal. A FOO strategy is an easier strategy that is accessible to all players that can compete on some level with the higher skilled players in multiplayer games. An example of this is the noob tube in COD. The noob tube is a way for lower level players to use an easy and accessible strategy to combat the higher level players.
Just throw it. Find the objective.
UAV recon standing by. Repeat, UAV recon is standing by. Care package waiting for your mark. Repeat, care package waiting for your mark. Good job, team. Get ready for the next round. Halftime. Your UAV recon is standing by.
The higher level players won't want to touch the noob tube because there are better options out there if you are efficient enough with them. This gives all players a fighting chance and will keep people playing. A tool that I personally really like to use and see get used is a class system. Class system is when the developers categorize things the players interact with into classes. It can almost be anything. It can be cars in a racing game, fighters in a fighting game, or even what weapon you choose to use in an RPG. Developers can use these classes to make clear differences between what the player is interacting with. Some common classes may be a ranged or melee fighter. But within each class, the developers can create a lot of differentiation between each fighter within each class using different archetypes. For example, probably the most well-known one is the glass cannon. A glass cannon is something that can dish out a ton of damage but isn't able to take on much itself. Or the mighty glacier, something that is slow and sluggish but can take on a ton of incoming damage. An example of a glass cannon would be Pichu from Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. He does a ton of damage and can knock out his opponents fast if he doesn't get knocked out himself first, since he also hurts himself using most of his attacks.
A couple Red Bulls out there, my bad.
You're right.
Anyway.
Well, hold on now. You hit somebody in the head, they're going to throw a couple lawsuits back.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I ain't trying to Miguel it, man. No leg drops out here. Anyway, so here we are into game one. MKLeo option to go for the Lucina again. I know he's played both of them in this top 8, but mostly been a lot of marks. He got that Lucina got him through the Fox matchup. So now he's going to see if he can get him through the Void matchup, aka the Pichu matchup.
I can't believe it, man. Both of these guys just worked so hard to get up to this particular point. First off, very smart stuff that we're seeing from both of these players, right? Sticking to the Pichu all the way in the top 8 today. MKLeo making the necessary switches, and it's been paying so well for him.
Yeah, MKLeo not really afraid to do a little bit of variety. Obviously, we saw the Lucina be victorious earlier on against Light, and Ike has been the main thing that's kind of brought him to the dance. But for Void, as you said, he won all Pichu in for a reason. That strong combo game, something that Void has really been executing perfectly and flawlessly throughout this top 8.
He almost sniped that air dodge back in too with another Thunderstroke. Could have spelled imminent doom here for this Lucina. But yeah, man, pretty even on the percentage, but at the same time, remember you gotta remember how light Pichu is, man. Right. A lot of things that probably weren't kill moves before are now, such as this up throw. It kills a lot of people in this game around like past 170, but 145 on Pichu, bro, that's nothing. I mean, he got launched.
Straight up, there was no chance that man would survive. Oh, and trying to gatekeep a little too hard.
And he's, imagine though. Imagine if he died.
I halfway wouldn't have been surprised. I'm keep it honest.
You know what's funny?
In the next video, we will do a deeper dive into classes in games. I hope you enjoyed the video and can't wait to see you next time. Later.